folks, and welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. I'm Kimberly Crow, your host and the creator of the Entrepreneur Experts Cafe, sponsored by Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, the community for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to take entrepreneurs and experts to the next level. So today I'm here with Frank King. Frank King is a TEDx coaching expert. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you, Kimberly. Glad to be here.
My pleasure. So before we get into TEDx, because a lot of people want to know about this subject, it's a very, very hot item. But before we get into it, tell us how you became such an expert in this particular area.
Well, I was a comedian to begin with.
Comedian, all right.
And I wanted to be a speaker.
Okay.
Make a difference, make a living and a difference. And I had to rebrand. So my wife said, do a TEDx. And I said, famously, what's a TEDx? I got a note on Speaker Match that week that said, apply for our TEDx, Vancouver, British Columbia. So I applied and I got spoiled. I got the first one I ever applied for.
Wow.
So I came out on stage because I wanted to speak on suicide prevention, mental health.
Say that again. Suicide prevention
and mental health.
Okay.
And because my family has a history, I have a history.
Of suicide thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called generational depression and suicide.
Okay.
I've come close enough to killing myself. I can tell you what the barrel of my gun tastes like.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But the good news is, it allowed me to figure out what I wanted to speak about to make a difference, make a living and a difference. But being a comedian, who's going to take a comedian who's been doing it for 25 years seriously?
Oh, wow. How ironic. Yes.
So I had to pick a venue, something to rebrand. And I thought, if I go on stage and for the first time in my life, tell the world that I live with depression and thoughts of suicide, nobody knew, my wife, my family, my friends, and talk about starting the conversation on suicide as a way to reduce the rate of suicide. Then meeting planners and speakers bureaus would go, oh dear God, you can speak on something. And because it's in my DNA, people go, how'd you pick suicide as a topic? Well, the topic picked me.
Oh, well said.
And I enjoy working most with people who, it's organic for them, whatever it happens to be. If it's trauma, if it's narcolepsy, it's something they didn't choose necessarily, but they want to share. And it's their heart story. It's the one that makes their heart sing, the hair on their arm stand up, the one that they can't help but tell the world. So, and that's what I enjoy most about it, working with passionate people who have that passion and want to use that to make changes in the world.
All right, awesome. So you have now done how many TEDx?
6 TEDx Talks.
6 TEDx Talks. Awesome. And so they're out there helping people with your ideas worth sharing right now. What is one that you're maybe your very favorite one that you can share with the group?
Well, it involves entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I read a couple of studies. 1 in 3 entrepreneurs are depressed and suicidal.
Wow. What a terrifying statistic, but I believe it because it's such a lonely job, do you think?
No, I think for some people it's long hours, little sleep, unmet expectations. But for people like me who live with chronic suicidal ideation, it's always a solution for a problem. I believe that a number of entrepreneurs in that group are not depressed and suicidal because they're entrepreneurs. They became entrepreneurs because they were depressed and suicidal in their previous life. Oh,
wow. Okay. All right. Interesting analogy. I see that.
And I've met a half a dozen entrepreneurs and entertainers who were living a life they didn't think, was really theirs, with a person they didn't really think they belonged with, doing a job they didn't think they should be in. And they came to the juncture I came to was, I'm going to kill myself if I don't do something different. So my next thought was, well, I could quit my job, divorce my wife, try comedy, which is what I thought I was born to do. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, I can still kill myself. And that is not an uncommon thought. I thought it was just me until I met other people that same. I believe Anthony Bourdain was like that. I believe Kate Spade was like that.
And same week and a half. Didn't that happen the same week and a half? Yeah.
And she had a great job with a big magazine as an editor.
Yeah.
But I think she probably said to herself in her head, I'm not supposed to be reviewing other people's fashions. I should have a fashion line of my own. And if I don't get out of here, out of these golden handcuffs, then I'm going to kill myself.
Wow.
And then thought, well, I'll establish a line. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't.
This is interesting because it's a tough topic that nobody wants to talk about, but it's actually causing the problem because nobody's talking about it. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Silence kills.
Yeah.
People pay me to come in when I speak on suicide prevention to start the conversation, break the silence, break the stigma. And I empower the audience. I say, here's the deal. 8 out of 10 people who are suicidal are ambivalent. 9 out of 10 give hints in the last week leading up to. So if you know what to look and listen for, and here's where you make the audience member the hero. If you know what to look and listen for, and I'm going to teach you. you can make a difference. You can save a life, and you can do it by doing something as simple as we're doing right here, and that is starting the conversation.
Love it. All right. Super important stuff to get out there into the world. If people want to work with you directly or hire you to come talk to their folks, how can they do that?
Well, if you want a TEDx talk, it's your TEDxCoach.com.
Okay.
And my brand as a speaker is the mental health comedian, or as they say down south, the mentalhealthcomedian.com.
So thementalhealthcomedian.com, and that's your website. You can check that out, and then also connect with you if you want to have an important idea worth sharing as a TEDx, and you're thinking about getting a TEDx and you want a TEDx coach. Is that right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Frank, thanks so much for carving time out of your day to day to be with us. Before we let you go, any final words for our crew?
Yes. Know this. When it comes to suicide, you can make a difference. You can save a life, and you can do it by doing something as simple as what we're doing right here. And that is start the conversation.
Start the conversation. Words to live by. And I mean, live by. Yeah. All right, Frank, thanks so much for being here with us today. That's it for another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. We'll see you next time. Cheers.